Got a new rig to play with. I'm gonna do a quick video here and show the new, to me, buggy. Sitting up on jack stands right now. Haven't been real active on the channel lately. It's been a great summer. Got out, did some secret little adventures in some secret areas. And picked this little buggy up. I've had my eyes on this for several years. It was put out to pasture, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. The previous owner kind of got mad at it and drove it out in his woods and took the wheels and tires off and kind of left it. And I talked to him a few weeks ago, went over there, made a deal, and got it out of there, got it home, and have just been slowly going through it. And I want to do a little update, or I guess not an update, I guess it's a introductory kind of video about it. The fender's still over there. Still trying to sort out the hydraulic steering on that. I wanted to change that up. The steering, the shaft inside the steering box keeps breaking, and you know, that's 3 or 4 times over the past 10 years, so I'm tired of that. So we're gonna figure out the things needed to finalize the hydraulic steering in it. I've got everything sourced. It's just a matter of getting the ram welded and mounted onto the axle housing, and then figuring out the hoses and the orbital valve and all that. But that's just kind of a slow process. Haven't wheeled with it all this summer, and as I picked this up, like I said, I've had my eyes on that little thing for several years, and here we go. We're gonna do a quick walk around of it. All right, there we are. That is as you can tell, Toyota body. Departing from the Land Rover stuff with this one. It has wheels and tires. 2 fronts are 18.4, 16.1, about a 44-inch ag. And the rear 2 are same thing, about 44 inches tall. And they're 21.5 wide, so a little bit bigger tires, and they're not a matching set. Front 2 are old apples. Rear 2, one's a Goodyear and one's an American Farmer. The Goodyear is a little stiffer 12-ply, a little bit different, deeper lugs. American Farmer's 10-ply. The apples is what I really want to get a full set of the apples, or comparable 6-ply. Excellent tires right there. Nice 6-ply, give you a little bit more cushion. Flatten out a little softer. I don't need 10, 12-ply equipment tires. You're not going to get very good traction on the harder packed, frozen ground. Unless you're going to run chains on those. So I'm trying to get a complete set of these 6-plies. But as far as the rest of the rig, very unique. What will catch your eye first is it is a center articulating rig, just like a log skidder. Center articulates back and forth. And then the rear will go up and down as well on that pivot point there. These hydraulic rams, they are not plumbed in right at the moment, but they will force that rear end up and down. So you can pick a tire up independent of the rest of the rig. As you'll see, there's no suspension on this rig whatsoever. That is a big 0 on the suspension. Well, how can that be? Where does your suspension come from then? That's got to be rough. The cab is on airbags. You can see one right there in the corner. So you get some sort of cushioning out of the cab. That cab will raise up. And then it has these shocks here to kind of stabilize everything. And pretty cool setup. Stupid simple machine. Very few moving parts on this, and the moving parts that are on it are substantial. You know, these pivot points, the frame on this thing is pretty wild. Very well done years ago. Story is, it was built somewhere on the East Coast. Guy brought it here to Alaska, and it's been kicked around between 3 or 4 different owners. And it was the previous owner, before I got it, really beat on this thing hard. And like I said, got mad at it and dumped it off in the woods behind his house. And here we are, trying to get her back going and do something with it. You'll see right there, little air chuck. This frame is an air tank. So you flip on a compressor, and it will fill the frame up and then fill those airbags up. And there's a valve on the inside that will adjust the air pressure in those airbags. It's pretty slick setup. Take a look at the inside. This thing was filled with mud and debris when I got it. Got it home, spent several days cleaning it out. I mean, it was just full. The windows had been down for 5 or 6 years in it, just sitting out in the woods. This thing was just packed full of mud and sticks and branches and leaves and everything else. Put away wet for sure. But very simple rig. I mean, minimal. Just what you need. Just the right gauges. Got the kill switch. There's the valve for the airbags. Fuel tank. Little fuel tank's only 4 gallons. And that brings us to, why do you have such a small fuel tank? Well, the reason being is this is a Nissan turbo diesel 6-cylinder out of a forklift. So you have the matching motor and transmission out of a mid-80s forklift. So there you go. No winch on it yet. Got to figure out which winch I'm going to put on it. Very heavy duty rig. Pop this up. There is that 6-cylinder little turbo diesel. Pretty straightforward, pretty cool little machine. All right, let's go in the passenger side here. All right, we go. Very minimalist machine. Very simple cab. Windows are broke out. I got to replace that. Let's hear this. Let's get this thing cranked up. Take a listen to this motor. That's what we got to do to get this thing going. What's the trick? We got a couple little tricks here to do. You got ignition and fire. Rowdy. Rowdy little turbo diesel. And I gotta be careful because it's on jack stands, but you wiggle that steering wheel a little bit and you can see it move. That center pivot. Pretty cool little steering. Pretty responsive. Got us a kill switch. Hit that off like that. Pretty simple machine. Just about anyone will be able to operate this thing. It's like a little piece of equipment. Steers just like a log skidder or any other piece of equipment. Center pivot like that, or center articulation with steering wheel. But let's get to the other unique thing. And that is, this is chain drive. Chain drive, you say? I do. So there we have the mythical chain drive. See, that's straight off the transmission. You got two sets of chains, two sets of sprockets, and you have this shaft here on the right that goes up to the front and is attached to a flange with a drive shaft for the front. And then here's the drive shaft that runs the rear. Very cool, very unique. Been some problems with past owners with this chain drive. That seems to be the weak link of the whole rig. And my intentions are to try to figure that out and either strengthen the pillow block, which I suspect is a big problem. That pillow block there seems to be a little bit undersized. Doubled up may be good. We'll see. And if that doesn't work out, you know, over this winter, I'll test it a few times. If I don't like it in the end, then I will look at putting a transfer case in there. Seems to be plenty of room to put a transfer case in there and run it that way. And I think if it gets to that point, then yeah, this will be a pretty bomb-proof little rig. But as you can see, I mean, it's so simple, and everything that's here, you know, is well thought out and works. It's just that limiting factor may be that chain drive, but it looks like all that can be redone and figured out in the future if it has to be. So there it is, a little Toyota buggy.